day for world markets, which is where we're going to start, actually, with James. Right, hello to you.
Hi, Chris. Yes, I thought it was best to start with the FT today because obviously the financial situation gets bleaker and bleaker, as the FT reflects with its headline there, Bleak Day for World Markets, and a rather striking picture of a blizzard hitting Wall Street, a metaphorical and an actual blizzard, because the Dow Jones fell below 7,000 for the first time in 12 years. On this side of the Atlantic, the FTSE 100 hit a 6-year low.
And all these graphs say it all.
Well, it's only going one way, isn't it, which is downwards, and the Express is taking up that theme. In fact, the interesting angle in the Express, which often highlights this because it has a lot of older readers, is that it's going to devastate pensioners. Many pensioners waiting to cash in their pension pots until the stock market recovers are absolutely devastated by this. And Ros Altman, who's a pensions expert, says instead of pouring tens of billions into propping up the banks, we should put some of the money into improving state pensions, because of course the lower the stock market goes, the worse it is for pensioners. And that is an interesting angle, as they're saying £50 billion wiped off the stock market in one day. Well, that's very bad news for pensioners and of course savers as well.
It makes the Telegraph quite interesting, doesn't it? That's Gail Trimble, of course, but the lead story here on Alistair
Absolutely.
Darling.
They've got a very revealing interview with Alistair Darling, the Chancellor here, Mary Riddell, reporting that for the first time a senior government minister is admitting to mistakes on the economy. Darling says, all of us have to have the humility to accept that over the last few years things have got out of alignment. He's referring to the lack of regulation that there's been in the city, also the intoxication there's been with the bonuses.
The lack of regulation is fairly easy hit, though, isn't it? Because you can accuse the Conservatives of doing exactly the same thing.
Ed Balls, who used to be Mr Brown's economic advisor, does that very thing. But I think the government has to put up its hand and take some of the blame. And Mr Darling says there are a lot of lessons for the government to learn from the events that led to the downturn, and it includes that the regulation of the banks has been a failure, and the way in which, as I said, the city became intoxicated with bonuses that led to things getting out of kilter.
What is the verdict on University Challenge in the papers? I mean, the Guardian.
I think there's a lot of sympathy,
well.
actually. I mean, your report earlier, Jeremy Paxman